Welcome, everybody, to a brand new month. Mike Smith and Aaron Glandon with you on Litter Media Live for August the 1st of 2024. Happy August.
Happy August.
I wonder what August stands for. Is it Roman?
Might be,
word?
yeah.
Of course,
And
there was
it
Augustus
ruined,
Caesar. I wonder if August was named after him.
And it ruined the calendar because we have all these months, like October should be the 8th month. Mm-hmm. November should be the 9th month.
Yeah.
But no.
We got to throw
Caesar had to ruin it all.
We got to name something after Caesar.
We should stab that guy.
Yeah. Well, that was Julius, yeah.
Oh.
He got it from Brutus. Great to have you along with us on this brand new month. It's a Thursday, and we got a lot to talk about. It just seemed like yesterday, and it does that in news sometimes. It's like it starts out slow, and then somebody throws the bucket in, and it's everything and everything. But we got a couple of big stories about it, and we're starting off with weather that could become a big story today. The forecast, generally speaking, cloudy skies with rain possible today through Saturday, but there's a chance of some severe weather moving in from the Midwest into Ohio sometime after 4 o'clock. They're saying most of this will be the primary threats between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. today. You see here a good bit of what's called the Scioto Valley in the yellow, and some of our friends to the east and northeast of us, they're a little slighter risk. But just keep tuned in to possible severe weather for today. Generally speaking, as far as the temperature, we're looking for a high of about 90 before cooling down a little bit for the weekend. When we come back, we'll talk about some of those stories, including one that might cause a little bit of a delay on the next to the last day of the Ross County Fair for people getting in and out of the fairgrounds. All that coming up next on Litter Media Live. In the meantime, we're talking about Scioto Valley dumpsters. The big orange barrels will come your way if you just give Carl a call at 253-8389 and say, Carl, I need a dumpster for a cleanup project. And when you do give him a call, tell him that Litter Media sent you.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
If you've not checked our website, do so at littermedia.com. You'll see something new coming your way each and every day, 24/7, if warranted. Top story today. We've been talking a lot about these Mega Superloads. Well, the final one, as far as the final Mega Superload, there's going to be more coming, but they're going to be much smaller and much more manageable. This last one, which is 15, the 15th load, it's going to come in to Ross County on the next last day of the Ross County Fair. Now, what the big deal is, this thing overnights about 200 yards away from the Ross County Fairgrounds entrance.
Yeah.
When I was out there yesterday, I saw where the big pallets are on the opposite side of the road. They anticipate this will be in on Friday, August the 9th, somewhere between 1 and 3 p.m. And it'll stay there overnight and then leave the following morning at 5:45, which is a Saturday, August 10th, and then make its way through Pickaway County. It'll be, I think, in Scioto County a couple of days before, which is during their fair as well.
Right.
So Ross County fair officials are basically saying, if you're coming to the fair on Friday the 9th, come earlier than 12:30 or come later than probably 2 or 3 o'clock once this thing is set up alongside the road. I think it's once it's off the road, it's no problem. But once you get behind this thing, you're not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
Because how fast does this thing go?
not very fast.
15 miles per hour. Something
Well,
like that.
I'm not even sure if it's going that fast. It's pretty slow, and it's pretty big, and you're not going to get around it. So just be prepared for that. You can read more about this in our website story, that upcoming event on August the 9th. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources celebrated and honored Ohioans for their lifetime achievements in conservation and protection of our natural resources with a ceremony recognizing Cardinal Award winners and Hall of Fame inductees for 2024. There were several people that were inducted into the Hall of Fame, including the Reverend Pascal Bright. He's deceased. He's known to many as the father of the Hocking Hills State Park. It was Reverend Bright who was instrumental in convincing the state of Ohio to purchase the land, it's now Hocking Hills, back in 1924. So this was 100 years ago. So family of the late Reverend Pascal Bright were on hand to receive that award. Also, a Cardinal Award winner, and I've known Linda for many years, Linda Allen, who's the director of Camp Dovetail at Rocky Fork State Park. She's been doing this for 42 years as a volunteer-run summer camp for people with and without disabilities, and they have 250 campers each summer. So, Linda, an honor well deserved.
The Richmond Dale branch of the Chillicothe and Ross County Public Library will be closed starting Monday, August 5th through the end of August for renovations. Included will be interior patching of walls and a fresh coat of paint, new flooring, updates to the restrooms, and addition of an outdoor patio, and relocating the book return to outside the building near the street, making it easier and more accessible. Hopeton Earthworks and Mound City Group are part of a vast ancient American Indian ceremonial landscape. Around and under it all is an unseen archaeological landscape marked by timber post circles, craft workshops, and everyday settlements. Park archaeologist, that word's hard to say, Dr. Brett J. Ruby will lead a walking tour August 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. of this hidden Hopewell landscape located at 990 Hopeton Road. All tours are free and open to the public.
If you're a consumer in Ohio, you're very well aware of the back-to-school sales tax holiday that we've had for probably a decade or more. But in the past, the tax holiday only lasted for like a weekend. Well, this year, the state legislature changed it. It started on July 30th, which means it's on now, but it runs through August the 8th. Eligible items under $500 in-store or online are tax-free in the state of Ohio. This was conceived years back in an effort to help parents with getting their kids back to school supplies and clothing.
As Uptown Circleville gears up to welcome Santa in just a few months, various organizations are collaborating to raise funds for improvements to Santa's house and enhance the holiday season for all. The festivities begin on Saturday, September 14th with a day full of events. Circleville Eagles and Uptown Circleville have organized a Mrs. Roper crawl from 12 to 5 p.m. in our historic downtown shopping district. What is Mrs. Roper?
Not sure. Don't know that I know her.
Because the way it's written in the story, it seems like we should know who that is.
Unless it's the name of an establishment there in Circleville.
Maybe. And also join the Circleville Eagles on September 19th for the most leisurely race you'll ever experience, sponsored by the Bar Association, Beer, Wine, Shifties, Circleville Eagles, and Twisted Willow. The festivities begin at Shifties from 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. with music, food, and beverages before embarking on the epic 0.5K journey. Whether you run, walk, or scoot, this race promises fun for everyone. And that's a 0.5K race.
I confess that I called the Visitors Bureau in Circleville yesterday to double check this. I said, is that exactly what you mean? And she said, yeah, it's not very far. So typically we're used to the 5K, which is 5,000. This is a 0.5K.
It's for everybody else.
For everybody else
can't run a 5K.
That does not want to run. The state of Ohio has just announced that Ohioans can now add their Ohio-issued driver's license or state identification card to Apple Wallet for use in person at select businesses, in select apps, and at TSA, or the Transportation Security Administration, for security checkpoints. Ohio also launched a free age verification app for businesses, enabling them to securely and privately accept customers' mobile devices and ID cards in person using an iPhone. I was talking to my wife about, because every time you fly, you got to show your driver's license.
Right.
Where you can put it on your phone. I'm not sure yet how gung-ho I'm about this.
Yeah.
Because I think I had my phone hacked earlier this spring, which caused some issues. And I was reading up a little bit on that. Yes, your phone can also be hacked now. It's called a SIM switch. So I'm not real sure yet I'm going to jump on board with that, but we'll see.
In response to multiple complaints made by the licensed real estate community to the Ohio Department of Commerce Division of Real Estate and Professional Licensing, the division is issuing a reminder to licensees and consumers about Ohio law as it pertains to out-of-state real estate brokers. Generally speaking, real estate professionals must be licensed in the state of Ohio in order to do business. The division reminds consumers that working with an unlicensed or unauthorized real estate broker or agent can result in litigation, time and money loss, and puts the real estate transaction in question at risk. However, under very limited conditions, unlicensed brokers or salespeople are able to practice real estate in Ohio.
So I guess the long and short of it, just to be on the safe side, shop local.
Yes.
Use a realtor that is at least licensed in the state of Ohio. Our road report takes us to Adams County today. Work for a resurfacing project on State Route 41. Between State Route 136 and 32, work is going on daily with alternate lane restrictions. This project will be going through this winter. So a busy, busy day in news topics, and we also have a busy day in sports. And for this date in history, we're going to be taking you back to something that kind of made someone famous, only he would become even more famous later on. But it happened in 1943, all that coming up on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades, not only covering the Scioto Valley, but also beyond that. They are working with residential and business customers in Southwest, West Ohio, Central Ohio, Eastern Ohio, all the way down to the Ohio River and maybe even beyond. If you've got a need for heating, cooling, and plumbing, give Accurate a call.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Whenever I first applied for the ArchWiz opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Big day in sports. First of all, with the Prospect League, the Chillicothe Paints finished out their regular season last night with a 10-8 win over the Kings. And now we jump into the postseason tonight. The Prospect League Northeast Division Championship game against Johnstown. That's at VA Memorial Stadium tonight. As you can see, it is Thirsty Thursday. They have a Party with the Paints featuring Jamie Baxter, sponsored by Budweiser. And all that's coming up with first pitch at 7:05. This is a one-game set, guys. So Paints got to win to move on to the, I believe it's the conference championship later on. So good luck to the Paints, and go out and root them on, see if we can repeat that 2023 championship last night.
In pro baseball, the Reds fell in the series closer to the Cubs last night, 13-4. They host the Giants Friday night. And the Guardians were idle last night. They host the Baltimore Orioles tonight in Cleveland.
Adina Health Foundation's annual Jack Burno Memorial Golf Classic will be on September the 27th. That's a Friday. Registration that day is at 7:30 in the morning with a shotgun start at 9. And the event this year is at Crown Hill Golf Club in Williamsport. Cost is $125 per person or $500 for a 4-person team. And today, the OHSAA says it's official. You can start your football, volleyball, soccer, cross-country practices today. Golf started earlier in the week. The rest of the fall sports begins today with the things that most players aren't that excited about. Practice.
Yes. 2 days.
I can remember your dad and a good friend of his who were on the football team together. They were able to count down the number of practices they had left in their high school career. I don't think they were much for practice.
Really?
But they loved to play the game. Just a memory, Joseph, from many years ago. When we come back, we'll have this date in history, a World War II moment that kind of puts somebody on the map, and that map's going to get a whole lot bigger in the America's eyes. But it started on this date in 1943. Coming up next on Litter Media Live.
Litter Quality Propane, 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center is celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HaynesHealth.com.
On this date, oh, by the way, we are still doing our Athlete of the Week by Neil Coleman and Wyandotte Insurance. We're just doing it tomorrow because there's some events going on today. We wanted to give another day before we announce our winner tomorrow. So for those of you waiting for that, stay tuned for tomorrow. This date in history, in 1943, a Japanese destroyer rams an American PT boat, which is a patrol torpedo boat. 109 was the number. Does that sound familiar? PT 109. It sliced the PT boat in half. The destruction is so massive, other American PT boats in the area assumed the crew was dead. 2 crewmen were, in fact, killed, but 11 survived, including Lieutenant John F. Kennedy. Japanese aircraft had been on PT boat hunting in the Solomon Islands, bombing the base at Rendova Island. It was essential to the Japanese that several of the destroyers make it to the southern tip of Kalamangara Island to get war supplies to forces there, but the torpedo capacity of the American PTs was a potential threat. Despite the base bombing at Rendova, PTs set out to intercept these Japanese destroyers in the midst of battle. Well, the crew survived. They swam to a nearby island, and eventually they were rescued by natives of the islands. John F. Kennedy goes on. He's decorated for helping lead the men off this island. He becomes a congressman, and then he becomes president of the United States. And they made a movie about him in the last year of his life, starring, I believe it was Cliff Robertson, portraying John F. Kennedy. And the president had the last say on who was going to portray him in that movie. And he signed off on Cliff in the lead role.
Huh.
If you've never seen it, it's simply called PT 109, a movie made in 1963. But this event, 20 years before, in 1943. That's a look at not only this date in history, but this day in history, August 1st of 2024, as we start a brand new month. Dan Ramey's on assignment today. He should be back with us tomorrow, and we'll just keep passing along news that you can use.
Yes. And it looks like we have a comment there from Dan explaining who Mrs. Roper is. I can't quite read it from this distance.
Yeah, we're still waiting on our bigger monitor, and it's not arrived yet. So,
but if you're curious, check the comments in this video on YouTube, and you'll see Dan's explanation.
And you can see it. That's going to be a wrap for us today. For
Aaron Glandon,
this is Mike Smith, and for Dan Ramey, from all of us at Litter Media Live, enjoy the brand new month of August. We'll catch up with you tomorrow on Litter